Eat them.
Hey there, and welcome to Game Snacks, where we live in a post-apocalyptic world, such as the Fallout. I'm your host, Tommy Swags, and with me is Rickus, Toby, and Chuckle.
I wish we were in a post-apocalyptic world
I know, you'd have died real quick, I think.
of rads.
The skinny
Yeah.
one.
Rads.
Starvation.
Yeah, you'd be like, ew, something touched me.
Yeah, but I could loot anything and everything, and it wouldn't matter because there's no
you would just,
government to stop
but
me.
you're not strong enough to carry all your loot.
That's true.
Yeah.
The amount of loot you can carry in games is very unrealistic.
Astronomical. Yeah.
It's like, oh, I found a kayak. I'm just going to put this in my pocket real quick.
Right.
Um,
So no, we've got a pretty exciting episode tonight. Of course, first episode of November. It is turkey season. Halloween was yesterday. No Shave November. Chuckles is participating in that a couple days early. We got some Fallout gameplay for you. And we've got what to expect in the month of November as we get ready for Christmas. The final month before the Christmas season. So very excited. Before what?
I'll have it breaks list.
Yes. I'll have it, yeah. I got you.
I know you pointed
So,
out
yeah, let's go.
Chuckles No Shave November. So can you tell our listeners why Chuckles is here? Like what's he doing? Why we have a third screen now?
Well, Chuckles is gonna is a part of the team now, so he's gonna be a little bit more of a familiar face. So if you could, everyone give him a big Game Snacks welcome. We don't really know what that is, but Rickus is just gonna hide under his hoodie
Well,
and
it's more
not
like
pay
he
attention at all.
revolted. He revolted because he wasn't getting paid, so he wanted more rights.
That's true.
Yeah, because
Oh,
he
you-
does.
and
He
you
does
wanna
do all of
talk
our
about people
graphics.
not
So
paying
we're
attention?
like, well, I guess you could be.
This is Tommy all day, not paying attention, just doing faces.
Yeah.
And he wants to call me out. He wants to call me out for not paying attention.
Hey Chuckles, let's get a little more micage from you.
Yeah, bro, you're a little quiet. Yeah, get open wide. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of lag on our end.
end.
Our internet's been real sucky.
I don't think it's us; it's them.
No, ours
No.
is real
I
bad.
think it's just you guys.
Yeah, it's us. I'm
Yeah,
not-
because Chuckles is fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
It says our internet connection's unstable.
It's got to be the internet open.
It is.
A Tennessee internet.
It's been raining here today.
Oh,
I
it's
don't
been
think
raining.
it's that.
here
Our
too.
internet's been bad for like weeks. Takes forever to load pages. I would just put your phone on your LTE, like take it off the internet. I think we
Look
might
at
have
that.
too many devices on it because I'm sure Kim's watching something, Tori's watching something.
Kim's probably watching us on like 8 devices
different
and
places so we can have some
watching us.
viewership.
Yeah,
And watching TV.
that's how we have our 3 viewers right now. They're Kim on various accounts.
I don't know how
Yeah.
we're getting into this episode and not addressing what Ricky is wearing yet.
I already said he's wearing his Link outfit.
is
Yesterday was Halloween, so he's embracing his inner elf, and we've got something to say about that a little later. As one of Game Snack's own hosts is being prospected for a possible new TV series. So
Oh, really?
yeah. So let's go ahead. We've got a lot to talk about.
It's a Link outfit, but since it's a hoodie, he looks less like Link and more like a green monk
Green Arrow,
or
dude.
something.
Yeah.
Looks like Green Arrow to me, dude.
Dang, where's your bow and arrow at? Where's your bow and arrow?
Other
Oh, his
room.
master sword's hanging up on the wall behind him too.
There you go.
Yeah, look at that, nerd.
Nerd.
So I want to go ahead and jump right into quick bites. We've got a lot of cool games coming out.
Cool.
So let's
Cool games?
yeah.
I thought the scary stuff was last. episode.
Cool.
Oh, cool.
All right.
That's cool.
So
Okay, gotcha.
head into the quick bite.
Quick bites.
So
You really
ridiculously
turned that out
long,
there.
Yeah.
really long intro there.
Yeah, bro. Hams. All right. So What, did you have something to say there, Topes?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I'm going to just kick it off. I'm going to
All
go
right,
ahead and start it out.
Mr. Nintendo. Let's hear what you have to say.
So Nintendo, we got a pretty solid month here. Not a ton of games, but really, do you need more than like 2 or 3 games a month?
Nah,
Not really.
you only need more than one game.
So this isn't big news for most people, but I'm sure there's a lot of Switch owners out there and Nintendo players that have never had this opportunity. But tomorrow, Diablo 3 comes out on the Switch.
What?
So if you've never
Leave
owned
it to
PC
Blizzard to
or an
re-release.
Xbox and never been
That's
able to play it, you can now play one of the greatest action role-playing games ever.
We're just going to start calling Blizzard
That's a-
Skyrim.
And they have an amiibo. coming out
Blizzard
too.
Skyrim, yeah. And Switch actually gets a special edition Switch package, and it comes with Amiibo, and you can actually be you get special armor too, I think.
Mhm.
It's damn it, I just forgot which character in Diablo that you can be. And it's
Maybe you
Ganondorf.
actually-
You can be Ganondorf from
There you
Zelda and Diablo 3.
Is it just like a transmog?
It's like an outfit, kind of like
Yeah, it's a transmog.
yeah. So this is pretty cool.
That's cool.
And then later this month on the 6th, you get some Minecraft story DLC. It's the story mode season 2 for all you
What?
Minecrafters out there. Also on the 6th, there's
Game's trash.
World of
I
Final
miss Minecraft,
Fantasy
dude.
Maxima.
Mhm.
So never heard of it, but it's Final Fantasy. People like that.
Yeah, it's like a mini version, but they integrate all the different Final Fantasies together.
Yeah, which is
So you
trash. Final Fantasy's
characters.
trash.
Whoa,
Yeah.
a lot of harsh words coming out here. Then later this month on the 16th, which I'm excited for, we got Pokemon. And you got 2 versions, Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. So
I
pick
got
your
Let's
poison
Go
there.
Eevee on my GameFly.
I got Pikachu.
I know. That's why I
I
want
just got to get that little guy. Then that same day, Civilization 6 comes out. If you're into those games. On the 20th, Warframe is finally available, which is a free-to-play game.
Oh my god.
People like it?
That game came out like 8 years ago.
Yeah, that's true. And then that is about it. That's all I think is worth looking into. There's a bunch of indies and stuff where I'm sure
Everything
some
else
are
is
good.
trash, dude.
No time to talk about
Yeah,
them.
nothing's gonna top
What's-
Farming Simulator 19 coming out this year.
Wait,
Oh,
as opposed to
coming
18?
out again, dude.
Yes.
Man,
Dude,
Cannot
people love
wait
the
to
farming
get on that
simulator.
tractor, dude.
Apparently overseas.
it's like a popular hipster game, you know.
It is.
But drop us with the PS4 knowledge.
we
there.
got RPG Maker MV coming out the end of the month.
Dude, mine's gonna be called The Legend of Swags.
What?
Oh yeah,
Come on. No one's gonna want to play that.
it's gonna be a
It's
short
just,
story.
it's just gonna be
It's gonna be real
It's gonna be
short.
a short.
it's gonna be
We got
about this one
Battlefield
awesome
5.
guy, and he's got three partners with him.
Unbelievable.
Oh
It's
yeah.
going to be an RPG about a legendary STD that
Mm.
wipes out
Yeah.
half the
Or
population.
it
Does
could
he
be-
always carry around snacks with him?
No, it's gonna be
Yeah.
the main character. He gets in vehicles and just wrecks them.
Oh,
But he survives. He
Bacon
survives.
wrap, bacon wrap pork fat.
Basically a test dummy. The Legend of the Test
Yeah.
Dummy.
And he's gonna eat his only sustenance is wings.
Yeah, chicken wings.
Speaking of driving, let's get back in the lane.
I was trying to, but you keep talking about Tommy. Then we have Spyro Reignited Trilogy coming out.
Yes.
Spyro. I love Spyro.
Everybody loves Spyro. Then we had Ride 3, Transpose, Omen of Shadow, and Grip Combat Racing. And that is it for my list, bro.
Say Ride 3.
Ride number 3. Not to be
Ride.
confused with-
What are the PS Plus games?
I don't have that.
He doesn't know.
I don't think they've announced the PS Plus
I
yet.
thought they announced them
Oh.
on Wednesday.
I mean, I shared them on the group chat, so
Oh,
I saw they announced.
Then how about you
Xbox.
tell us what
I
they are?
already
Tom?
downloaded them.
No, you haven't. They're not even available yet.
you're
They
lying.
came out today, bro.
No, they didn't.
Oh, did they really
PlayStation
launch
always
that?
comes out like the 10th of the month.
The 1st and the 15th, man.
No, that's games with gold.
That they do that too. They both do it.
PlayStation releases them all at once, and it's like
I closed out my pages. I'll let you find them, and then we'll
It's-
come
it's-
back to it. So
It's all good, bro. And I just looked and they're not there.
what? The PlayStation
Absolutely.
themselves posted it.
You were absolutely wrong
Maybe
about
you're just
everything.
privy to like super super secret information.
Tommy probably downloaded last month.
Yeah, he probably downloaded last month's.
Oh, maybe I did, but I still shared to the page because it came from PlayStation's page itself.
Either way,
It says Yakuza and Bulletstorm are the
We talked about
PlayStation
that
Plus
already.
headliners.
Why don't we not worry about that game and
So-
you tell us about yours for Xbox?
So I've got there are no exclusives here, guys. Big surprise. I've got Overkill's The Walking Dead coming out on the 6th, along with Shapeshifting Detective. And then on the 13th, I've got Hitman 2. And then Fallout 76. What? We'll play some beta tonight. Then we got Battlefield number 5 coming out on the 20th. And they did confirm that the Battle Royale will not be available at launch. It's going to have to come later. And then Darksiders 3. And then the Xbox games with gold are going to be Battlefield 1, Race the Sun, and then on the 360 games, there'll be original Assassin's Creed and Dante's Inferno. Whoa.
Dante's Inferno was fun.
Dante's was
Battlefield is going to be sick on PC, dude, where it belongs.
Not going to play it. I'm
The
a
new
COD
one,
guy. I'm not a Battlefield guy.
V. I played the beta of V. It was pretty good. It felt like most Battlefield games, though. One was pretty cool, though.
I did
It's
like
not-
one.
I
But
like
not as much.
Battlefield better than Call of Duty.
No, I like the faster pace
TBH.
game.
The new one feels pretty fast. Battlefield 5.
Yeah. So
But yeah, so do we have any more quick bites?
So I just they had confirmed for Super Smash Brothers for the Switch that they're going to come out with 74 characters.
7.
Whoa.
I know, right? And each character
Insane.
DLC pack is going to include a new character plus theme music and a stage. And there's projected to be only $6 pack.
No,
And then you can buy like the season pass for $20.
that's impossible. That's
That's
impossible.
Well, here's the
Money
thing, Ricky.
versus that
If your
many
wife is
characters.
working at Amazon. I bet she gets a discount, and she needs to pre-order the Smash Bros. Special Edition for
Oh,
you.
I thought he said he already pre-ordered it.
I never
I thought he
said
said
for it.
done.
Oh, that was just me saying done to everything.
He's just done
Get
with
on this, Ricky.
I will consider it.
Get on this, Ricky.
Wait.
Games discount. I'm not going to be living with you much longer. And then the only way to play with us will be online.
I know. I will. You can't let Tommy win every game, though.
I win. Yeah,
Not if you get it in practice.
yeah, because if it's just me against Toby, we know I'm gonna win. So
Nah, you won't be able to
It's
handle
a
the Switch controllers. You'll be like, I don't have my GameCube.
Gamers Adapt takes one day.
dude,
One day.
I bought the GameCube or I bought a Legend of Zelda Special Edition controller for it.
Wow.
So don't you worry about me adapting to the Switch controller.
Wow.
Oh, damn. Okay, what other quick bites? do we
I
have?
got something for you. Something that made
What do you got, Rick?
history this week.
History.
History. I was part of history. Were you guys? Was it any of you?
Sort of by proxy.
That's by proxy.
By proxy, yeah.
Red Dead
mine's in the
Redemption
mail.
2
What about
News.
sold more than any other game opening weekend ever.
Well, duh. I mean, they've only been marketing this.
$150
like 4 years.
million in
Would
one.
have sold
Banking
even
off of
more if they
their
would have had it on
Last
PC.
game is the highest selling game in the
Can you
world.
guys tell what kind of review he's going to give next week?
He's gonna probably give it like a 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That's
Nothing's
Yeah,
perfect
it's
in
pretty
Toby's
close.
eyes.
Game's
What about-
trash, dude.
What about
Yeah,
Breath of the Wild? Was that game perfect?
No, that was like a 9.5.
I sold it actually, to be honest.
What? I'm going to kill you. You
I
sell
got-
everything that's good.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna.
Well, it wouldn't make much
So-
sense to sell everything that's bad, would it, Rick?
Yeah, you wouldn't give.
Yeah,
much
that's
for
good
it.
logic right there. I play logic puzzles, and that actually checks out.
That is.
That's the only kind of games Ricky plays. He doesn't. It's just
So,
logic
the
puzzles.
not so quick bites that we just went through. Let's
Yeah.
move over.
That's usually what happens.
that was still only like 5-6 minutes. That wasn't bad.
Yeah, but
Not too bad.
But-
I mean,
The
no,
main
I'm
course is
getting hungry.
pretty.
I'm getting hungry for the main course.
listen. You guys
I
need to
just
buy
made
the
a thought
game.
sound.
Support the cause. Rockstar needs money.
Yeah, we are
Yeah.
probably going to review that game next week.
I'm not buying that game until they put it
Oh.
on my system, dude.
They will. They will. Just give it to
Eventually.
2019.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
2020.
I can't see them excluding. It took them like a year for them to put out Grand Theft Auto on there, and I can't see them excluding the people because the PC market for that makes a lot.
You PC pleb. Look at me playing Red Dead on my 1X and 4K ish.
Mm.
But you
The
don't have
4K
4K.
on your
We got 4K
television?
monitors. So what?
Yeah, dude.
So what, brah? So what? All right.
I
Well, let's
can
go
run it
ahead.
in 8K on my PC, dude.
We'll go ahead and roll over to the main course.
Now for the main course.
What is this? What is
I don't
this?
know.
It's something.
Yeah, it's like from
Wayne's World,
Wayne's World. Yeah.
the transition.
Yeah. So we got a lot. This I'm gonna go ahead and start with this one because it's just I know it's gonna be a lighter topic, but I brought it up earlier and why Rickus is wearing his Legend of Zelda hoodie to be Link. Castlevania Season 2 was released last week. Rickus and I burnt through it in an afternoon, and it was amazing. It was so good. Such a great animated series. Paid such a good tribute to the Castlevania franchise. It felt right as far as an animated adaptation went. But they also announced that the director for it was the director or producer. I think it was director. Pretty sure it's director. Is also in works with Netflix to come out with a Legend of Zelda series. So I imagine it'll probably be animated as well, just like Castlevania was. But that is in the works. And he did such a great job with Castlevania. It's the first time in a long time I've really been looking forward to something Legend of Zelda related. And so we're trying to submit artist requests to have Rickus drawn as the Link.
Oh.
Oh,
Alright, so they can get Game Snacks on the big screen and be able to promote us to a real audience.
Listen,
And like
I know
our parents.
Three
I mean,
wishes for that
Rickus is
show.
pretty and all, but I don't think he's got the
He's got the physique.
aesthetic.
I just want 3 wishes for that show. I want one. I want to be kind of dark, like Castlevania is.
Yeah.
Okay. I want Link to say as little words as possible, and I want him
Yeah.
to talk. I want him to grunt.
I want to see him like there's like a tree. He hook shots over the tree and like swings and like Master Sword slices some like monster's head off. Like I think that kind of stuff would be freaking.
Rickus could be the Link because Rickus does hone in on the Triforce because he plays 3 games: Overwatch, Diablo, and
He's wrong. You already got it wrong.
Red
Wrong.
Dead.
You're already wrong.
Already wrong.
3 games.
Yeah.
He hates Diablo.
I don't play Diablo.
He plays Diablo just to play with
I
us.
play with you. Let's play with them. But
No.
the third wish is what was I going to say? Oh, that he has to play an ocarina. That's my third.
Oh,
one. Yes, he has to. And the show has to be music heavy oriented.
But what if he has like the wand from Wind Waker?
Ooh, then I'm not going to watch the show.
He can conduct.
if they did a Wind Waker adaptation, that would be terrible.
It'd be terrible.
I want like Ocarina of Time as a show.
I want like Twilight Princess type art,
That'd be pretty good. I like that.
That was good.
darker.
I like that. Yeah.
That would fit really good.
And then don't we have a Diablo series coming out too that we're hoping is going to be
I
anime?
forgot about
They're
that.
announcing tomorrow afternoon is the announcement for what's next in
BlizzCon.
Diablo.
Yeah,
So looking
Nice.
forward to BlizzCon. Hoping that we'll get some Diablo news.
I'm hoping it's a trailer. I'm hoping like a 10, 30-second trailer.
Just so we know like what we're looking towards.
Yeah, because don't forget that what happens is they'll make a pilot episode and they try to sell that to any studio. So maybe they already have a pilot ready to go. And
I thought Netflix already picked it up.
they did. What I'm just saying is though, that's what they usually pitch to other studios.
Oh, you're saying they already have.
It's like,
this.
a band, they may have a demo tape and so they get picked up.
Toby doesn't know anything
If
about
they
it.
really want to catch my interest, they need to do a Diablo live action.
And if
I know. I really want live action too, but
I feel like
that would have to be a lot of money. That would have to be like the Lord of the Rings series where it's like 500 million, like
Yeah.
per episode,
per episode. That's what it'd have to be cool.
I would like if they did animate, I'd like to see them somehow find a way to group up, like you have like your wizard or whatever, they pick all their classes and then they work together as a group to go fight and you get to see all the different skills and stuff. I think that'd be
I wouldn't even be opposed to like an Avatar-esque, like
or it's like half CGI, half real.
yeah.
yeah.
Or even all CGI. The CGI in that movie.
Yes.
is great, so.
Or just have Blizzard do the show with their CGI.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Mm.
Um,
Dude.
Well, that's all pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about my topic here while I eat some of my leftover Halloween candy.
Mm.
So we got, speaking of trailers, we got a trailer for a remaster in quotes of Medieval, the game that came out for PS1 a long time ago, alongside Spyro. I'm pretty stoked for it. I always enjoyed that game. When I'd go over to Tommy's house, I would play the demo he had of it like over and over. Never got to play the full game through, but they're saying it's not just like a remaster. They're like building it from the ground up, but making the levels different too. And there might be other characters and new things. So it's not just like the same game with better graphics. It's kind of a new game as well,
That's
based
pretty cool.
off the same. But I was just wondering what you guys thought, because it almost seems like the gaming industry is turning into like what the movie industry is doing.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
the movies
remaking
have,
everything?
yeah, the movie industry for a while now has been doing reboot after sequel. And now we're seeing trends in the gaming industry. And it seems like it's more heavily focused on PlayStation, because we got Shadow of the Colossus remaster. We got the
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider
Reboot.
reboot. We got Crash Bandicoot remaster. We got the Spyro one coming out this month. Now they announced Medieval. And next year we are getting the Resident Evil 2 remaster. So
Yep.
it's like a lot of these PS1 era games are getting.
Well, I mean, they're hitting it's that 20-year point where they become classics. So that's usually when something starts to kind of get brought back up. So we're hitting that era where all these games are about that point. So we're getting really close to that point. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see a big, heavy push on a lot of the old titles. We saw that a couple years ago, a lot of PS or SNES games, mostly like JRPGs or whatever. They did reboots and put them like in 3D graphics and stuff like that. So it's not too surprising, but yes, it is starting to become more apparent because those titles were a lot bigger to us than say like the Legend of Mana and stuff like that they've been doing.
Yeah, it's like it's funny to me that I'm only really seeing it in Nintendo. Maybe Microsoft's a little bit too new. Like with Xbox, a little too new to be rebooting that, because Xbox
what
came
could
out
they
about PS2
what
era.
could they reboot though? They be just
Like Xbox One games, like they did the enhanced
Halo.
versions of Halo, but they could do from a ground up remaster with new graphics. But I would say Xbox One era games.
if they reboot anything, it better be Fable.
Yeah.
That would be fine.
Which they do. There is a new Fable coming out. It's being
Yeah.
done by Playground Games, who does Forza Horizon.
Okay.
But I'm talking more of like not so much sequels, but like remasters of old games. And we're not really seeing, Nintendo's not really doing it either. Like we're actually, I guess technically this month, the Let's Go Pokemon games are technically remasters of Pokemon Yellow. So that's kind of their first dive into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's like a good or a bad thing. I think it just kind of hits on nostalgia. They play well. So I wonder if it's kind of a thing that, like,
I think it's them bringing the new generation.
yeah. Exactly. I was
Because
wondering,
so
what
many
if
years
it's,
from the last release, and the games that you're talking about are games that were really relevant. Like as far as gaming went.
yeah. And they're games that appeal to a younger audience. So I'm wondering if this is kind of like, okay, people our age that played those games growing up have kids now, and we want to show them the games we loved as a kid. But you try to take a PS1 game and show it to a kid now who's
Right.
growing up with like Xbox One X and these amazing looking games, is hard for them to want to play like a clunky, old,
Right.
crappy looking game. So maybe
Right.
this is a way to be like, hey, I want you to experience what I experienced growing up, but at the same time, you can experience it in like a modern skin, with modern
Exactly
control.
what it is. Plus, there's less risk involved when you're doing a reboot of something, because you already know that it has a built-in fan base, and people that are going to want to do exactly what you just said, pass it down to the next generation and stuff. So there's less risk than just putting all that money into a new game and releasing it and stuff as
Right.
well. Yeah.
Real quick, are you guys
Nostalgia's
getting
powerful.
real back static from Chuckles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was us.
What in the Sand Hill?
I don't know, man. Sounds like you're talking through a plastic
Speaking
bag.
of retro, that response Chuckles made. What in the Sand Hill?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Trying to be.
Chuckles grew up in Red Dead.
Yeah. What is it? That's funny.
Speaking of classics, Tommy, you were telling us before the episode that they finally announced the full list of games coming to PS1 Classic.
That is correct. So we have their 20 final games, which is a little different for the US version, Japanese version. Japanese version is getting a few more RPGs, which I would have preferred. But the PS1 release is Battle Arena Toshinden, Cool Borders 2, Destruction Derby, Final Fantasy VII.
Destruction Derby.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
It was fun.
Grand Theft Auto 1, Intelligent Cube or IQ, which that was a fun puzzle game. Jumping Flash, the original Metal Gear Solid, Mr. Driller, Oddworld Abe's Odyssey,
I like that.
Rayman, Resident Evil Director's Cut, Revelations Persona, Ridge Racer Type 4, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, and for Steven, Siphon Filter.
Yeah.
Tekken 3, and then Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, which that was one of my favorites. Twisted Metal 1 and Wild Arms 1.
No, 2?
No,
Yeah.
so a lot of what they said is they put out an article about why, like,
Licenses and stuff like that.
not necessarily licenses, because some of these are third parties and you can get them on other platforms now. But what it was the music licenses. That's why you had a lot of big soundtracks on a lot of the games. Just like Jet
That's
Moto,
why you don't see Tony Hawk on there.
Tony Hawk, Jet Moto, Twisted Metal 2. A lot of the games that they would have really liked to put there, they lost the music rights to them. And it was not going to make it cost effective for them to put it out on a console for $100.
Not too bad, but I'm not ever gonna buy this ever.
Yeah, the games on there that I care about, they're already on PSN and I can buy them individually.
It could have been 100 games I cared about, and I still wouldn't buy it.
Cool, because we
Yeah.
talked about when they announced it, it's like I feel like it's that graphics era where it's like pixel art holds up forever, but the beginning of 3D graphics just looks shitty now, and it's hard to play.
Yeah, and also these don't have the thumbsticks on them, so there was also a few games that they couldn't put out there because of the thumbsticks. So,
Oh yeah,
you
the
know.
Dual Shock or whatever.
but yeah, it's different. So like I've got the Super Nintendo Classic and have the Nintendo Classic, and those are fun because they're old style controllers. There's a lot more nostalgia. And to your point, like the 8-bit, 16-bit graphics, that's more of a timeless style. Like we still have new games coming out in that format. The pixelated 3D just looks bad. It's just really
Yeah.
so it's not appealing to play.
Yeah,
But I just thought it was cool that like they had only announced 4 games when they announced it, and we kind of made a list of our dream games to be on the PS1 Classic, and they had quite a few of the ones we picked.
yeah.
Twisted Metal, Siphon Filter,
Yep.
Final Fantasy VII, Metal Gear.
I may have considered it for Twisted Metal 2, but no, not.
Tommy said Wild Arms. Dude, you can just come downstairs. I have Twisted Metal too.
Yeah, but it's not the classic, bro.
It is. It's an original PS1.
I want to play the classic, bro.
Don't you know who he lives with? It's got to be retro if it's going to be allowed downstairs.
If it's not made in the 90s, it's not hers.
Right.
Right.
So so that was kind of it. That's all I had for our discussions.
Ricky, did you?
I'm ready to
Yeah,
I'm ready to dive in. So you guys,
Tommy,
take
why don't
over.
you get
I'm gonna
that
the game ready? And well, you guys work on that. Go for it.
Well, I wanted to talk about we talked about Netflix earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Henry Cavill.
Cavill, yeah.
Cavill. He's playing Geralt in The Witcher in the TV show, and they showed him with the white haired or grayish, silverish hair dyed and everything. I wasn't liking it. I don't know. It just looked too much like an elf to me, and like a Legolas.
Yeah, that was the first thing I thought was
Yeah.
Legolas.
And I just hope it's not that I don't like him, but he's not that character. He doesn't embody Geralt at all.
Yeah, he was too pretty. And Geralt, especially if they're kind of going for that Witcher 3 look, he's covered in scars. He's beat up. Like,
But if it's taken earlier in the series, though, then that might explain it. Maybe he hasn't acquired those scars yet.
Right.
That could happen in the show, and we could see like his big face scar or something.
And also, I'm hoping the TV show does go. I mean, I'm not saying just because Game of Thrones that game is littered with sex. I mean, he just bangs everybody in the game.
Trish.
That's all Ricky wants is.
Well, it's probably not going to happen because they showed the cast, and most of the girls in the cast, they look really young.
Yeah, but
they're
they
actually
look young.
under 18.
But that doesn't mean they have to show it on. Actually, that they would.
Right. Yeah.
Are they really under 18? Why would they do that?
The girl, what's her, Siri or whatever?
Well, he doesn't bang his niece.
Well, yeah, Siri makes
Talking about
sense.
an iPhone, dude.
Say what?
No, there was 2 girls that were 17. The 2 main girls. What's the other girl's name? The black-haired one.
Yennefer was his main love. Yennefer and
Yeah.
Trish.
They can't.
Yeah, I didn't see what they had for Trish.
They look super young though,
That makes no sense.
and that would just creep me out.
Yeah, that makes no sense. Why would they cast him so young?
I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things like in Game of Thrones.
They'll just grow with the show.
Well, no, like what's her name? The Queen of Dragons.
But
She looked super young in the show, and she was nude in the first episode, and I was like, felt uncomfortable. I was like, am I looking at a naked 12-year-old?
But in the book, Daenerys is only 13.
Yeah.
And they act like George R. R. Martin actually describes sex scenes with her getting built by what's his name, the Drogo guy.
Yeah.
The barbarian.
Khal Drogo,
Yeah, thank
whatever.
you. Yeah, and he, but yeah, she was only 13, and she's being whored out. And in this one, I'm just surprised they went because I thought Yennefer and what's her name? And Trish, thank you.
This sounds like it belongs on Snacks After Dark, dude.
Maybe, but I'm not saying like that. One thing is though, I just hope they don't go campy with it. That's all my hope is. And from that picture, it could
campy.
Campy.
That's a very weird description.
To me, campy is like
cheesy,
or a show that's going to be on basic cable that wraps up in 24 minutes. Everything's fine. And
yeah, that is what I'm afraid of by like revealing the cast. I was fine with Henry Cavill as Geralt. I was like, if they rough him up, he could look at it. But when they showed the girl cast members who are playing, Trish and Yennefer are older women in the show. Yeah, and they look so young in the cast, and it makes me think like, with his look, that cast choicing, I'm like, is this going to be a CW show?
It's that, or it's going to be a PG-13 or PG, and that's not the show.
Yeah.
This game's MA, man. Come on.
Yeah, it's like
MA, bro.
Like a Lord of the Rings, grungy. Like it's got to be a darker, grimier game.
Exactly.
Movie.
And I'm hoping it to change the direction in this way. We just saw one photo. Things could change, but if you guys are watching this show, make it dark.
I'm not hopeful. I mean, like you could reference back to one of our first podcast episodes where the title is Hollywood, where games go to die.
That's true.
Because that is what happens. Like they just shat all over any game adaptation they've ever done.
The worst, I think, one that takes the cake is Mario Brothers from the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh god, it was so
man, that movie was so bad.
Yeah.
It didn't even have anything to do with Mario, like other than the names.
Yeah.
Well, that to me is just stupid anyways. I hate when they try to make a movie out of something with no context. It's like
a Tetris movie or something.
There was jokes about it, but it's something like that, or Space Invaders. It's like, I guess really you're just using the name at that point because it's like, okay, just make an Independence Day movie and call it Space Invaders. But
sure. You know what game or movie I'm excited for is Wreck-It Ralph. All those references to video games that I love.
Oh yeah, his Wreck-It Ralph breaks the internet.
Yeah,
Ready Player One was a great.
That was a good one too.
That was still one of my favorite. I need to go back and rewatch it. It's so good.
I need to get my 4K TV because that was the only 4K movie.
Oh, my 4K TV.
I need one of those too.
Dude, I got hit,
so I can play
and
my
I'm totally
Xbox.
gonna just get the check and not fix my car and then buy a 4K TV.
Oh yeah. We're
Do it.
It's just a bumper. Why do you need a bumper, bro?
Yeah, dude.
It's not even bad.
You can buy a bumper from a junkyard, dude.
Yeah,
$100.
Dude, it'd be cool if you got a different color bumper on there.
No, that's so trashy.
Yeah, no, dude.
So how long have you played the beta for?
A few hours. So I played it for the 3 hours when it first came out. And then I played for about an hour today. So I am level 8 or 9.
Yeah, I think I'm around there. By the way, we didn't do that smooth of a segue, but for the listeners, we are now on to discussing the Fallout 76 beta, which Thomas and myself have played a few hours each. I got a head start on it because I pre-ordered it for Xbox. Swags is playing on PC. He's currently streaming it right now as we discuss it. I talked about it a little bit on a previous episode. What are your thoughts on it, Tommy? Like, how have you been? So far, I've actually been really enjoying it. Now, I got a little frustrated at first because, like, you start off and you're in the thing, and I really want to just kind of like jump in and, like, you know, be into this massive world and start going crazy. Yeah. But honestly, it started off like a regular Fallout game. You go through, you get like a little intro, a little tutorial, kind of help you get through it. But like, hold on, stupid farmhand is shooting.
I mean, you pre-ordered the game. But, you still feel that you want to pre-order after playing the beta? Absolutely. To me, it's exactly what I was anticipating. So, okay. I haven't had any problems with it. I have like partied up with a few people who were having issues with the game, kind of issues with it, like not rendering properly. But I've got it maxed out on settings, and everything's working just fine for me. I crashed once, but I hit the wrong button. I was like in the middle of a battle, and it loaded up like the exit screen, and so kind of a lot of stuff happened at once, and so that's kind of what I attribute it to. But I mean, you start off, it's a pretty big map. I see some complaints online. People say there's no NPCs. And do you think it's a negative or think it's a positive for you? So a lot of it, though, you don't have other like real players. It's been robots that you kind of interact with. So like there's this one where it's like, go find the mayor of this city up here. And it's like you get there and you think you're going to meet a person, and they're it's really just it's a robot that runs a but I asked you, do you think it's a negative or a positive? It doesn't bother me at all. Doesn't bother you? Okay.
For me, it's more a negative.
Why?
Just because games like this, for me, I prefer the single player. And so far, what I've played in this game, it seems like it's going to be difficult to play by myself. Like, I think it would be a lot of fun playing with friends, but since I don't have any friends who have it on Xbox, I've teamed up with some randos, but I don't know. I've never really enjoyed playing with random people online. I feel like I got to make small talk and then if somebody doesn't play with my play style and we're not clicking, it's frustrating. So this is the kind of game that I think would be tons of fun if I got a group of you guys on here and we went and explored together. But since I don't really have that ability, it's like playing by myself. It definitely feels weird just kind of randomly going to places and all my missions being like, okay, load up on a computer, read something, get a mission, go find a robot. Oh, there's a dead body, So it kind of has the same mission structure, but it feels weird because I'm not meeting characters. There's not really a clear story in this game.
So there's nothing to drive you. There's nothing entertaining about it.
Yeah. I mean, there's entertainment, like the combat's entertaining. Yeah, it's an entertaining game. It's Fallout. It's straight up. It feels like a Bethesda game. But yeah, because there's no like real strong central story, I don't have a real drive to like push through it.
From that, it seems like what they're banking on is kind of like how Sea of Thieves. They don't really have a clear story either, and they're just banking on the gameplay being really fun.
Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now?
I'm not making fun of you.
On my game again, dude?
I'm not.
No, we're not. It's saying it's just the same vibe, whereas Sea of Thieves, the enjoyment comes from the camaraderie, the people you play with and exploring the world together, because on your own, there's not a ton of substance. And that's kind of like with this game, there's tons of things there, but there's no like real...
Is there like regular Fallout that your character levels up and gets his special abilities? Okay.
I'm still kind of confused on the level up system with is kind of almost like a card game that they mesh. You can stack abilities, but
it's not difficult. Basically, every time you level up, you get to put one attribute point into one of the characteristics. And so if you have strength, you have 3 strength and you have 3 strength points. The attribute cards, rather than having a secondary skill tree, where you would just go through and say like, oh, I want to level this up or I want to level that up. You say you have 3. Dang it, hold on.
So,
I mean, it is fluid. It's like, however many attribute points you have in each category, that's how many cards you can put into that category. But it's like, it's not like a skill tree where you can see something and be like, I want that perk. I need to go down the tree to this perk. Every time you level up, you get a deck of cards, like a random deck of cards, and it opens up.
So there is some chance to it.
Yeah, so it's like chance based, and then from those deck of cards, you choose which ones you want to like unlock and put.
One of my worries about this game was I'm hesitant because Sea of Thieves. I didn't care about my character. I love playing with my friends. It's really fun. It's very casual, but I didn't care. I didn't care to grind. There's no point in grinding. There was nothing.
Right.
This seems like that substance there where I want to get to the next level. There is a benefit to me killing stuff.
This plays like almost any other style MMO setup. So you have basic quests. You've got leveling. You've got gear. You've got crafting. So
why do you think they didn't put NPCs in the game? Why do you think they didn't put more of a story on it then?
I mean, you have story though. Like it's not as like super intent as that, but you have all the little extra pieces where they do talk and discuss story. It's just not like.
I think it's one of those like you create your own story. It's basically like you're leaving Fallout 76 and going out into this world. So you're creating your story and your life now in this new world through your interactions with other people. And it's almost like take Fallout, remove the main quest, and there's side quest. Okay. Now, this game does have a main quest, but I think what makes me so detached from it is you're not getting the story narrative by going and meeting characters and having dialogues and scenes. It's like you're getting the main quest through going to computer terminals and reading stuff or listening to recordings, kind of like how in Fallout and Skyrim, if you want to dig into the lore.
So it's just not in your face. I've seen this kind of storytelling before. Dark Souls is famous for it because they don't throw story in your face. It's very subtle. You pick it up around your lore around you.
Right, that's one reason I get turned off of Dark Souls is I don't want to have to go around and dig for the story.
Right.
Like I just want to experience it as I play. But I mean, Tommy's right. It's like if you like Fallout, I mean, it's straight up a Fallout game, but I think it's a Fallout game meant to be played with friends. Like Sea of Thieves is a pirate game meant to be played with friends. And
that's okay though. To me, those kind of games are the ones that have the multiple levels of like playability. Like they're not games that I'll just get tired of because you can always change like who you're playing with or what you're trying to do. Like I think the evolution of the game, like being able to just pick and choose what you want to do, is one of the things that makes it most interesting to me.
You can be a full strength guy, but you also, I don't know, did you get into the building your own camps?
I started to do that. It's very much like, it's pretty much like Fallout 4, but rather than having set locations where you can build, you have your main like hub thing that you can take with you and you can build everywhere. So I started to build a platform and started building a house and stuff, but I ran out of wood and materials and I haven't played it enough to figure out how to get more materials and really get in depth in the building. But I totally get what TJ's saying. And yeah, I'm not saying this as it's a negative thing. If you are into MMOs or heavily multiplayer games and you like Fallout, then this is the perfect game for you. But for someone like me, I like playing cooperative games online. It's just, I don't have people to play with. And because I don't have people to play with, then it's not as fun for me.
You can blame that guy.
Yeah. I got to play with Green Fiend for a little bit earlier.
Green Fiend, that guy sucks.
Like
trash.
You know, because when I did play Sea of Thieves with you guys, it was.
I mean,
fun.
you do get to kind of also do like dungeon raiding and stuff. Like I keep running across all these little like
the events,
hidden spots, and yeah, you just go in and it's just a mob of bad guys to fight. Like that's a lot of fun. But the interactive VAT or the active VAT system, you know, you do have to have AP charged up to use it. All it does is based off where you're aiming, tells you your percentage that you'll land that shot. So it's just like an aim assist. But if you're semi decent at first person shooters, you don't really need it. So
no, I've only really used VATs when the enemies are getting crazy and kind of like jumping around.
Crowd control.
Yeah.
Gameplay of this, it reminds me a lot of Rust, man.
I haven't played Rust.
Yeah, Green Dot, that game, like the aspect where you're going around, you're finding things, you're like building weapons or like crafting or building hideouts, and like it reminds me a lot of that. There's more like things that aren't player related in here for you to fight, like zombies or cows, like things like that, which there are some in Rust, but this is like a more sophisticated version.
Oh man,
I think.
Yeah, and I wonder how the enemies really work because I haven't got that deep into it. But it's like I've noticed for most of the part, the missions that I've been doing, the enemies have tended to be around my level and not too difficult to kill. But there was today, I played a little bit before we started the podcast, and I went to this bridge, and there was like a level 30 creature on there that killed me instantly. So I just I wonder if the enemies scale to your level, or if there's certain regions, because, you know, yeah, I haven't gone to the outskirts of the map, but I've traveled quite a bit through the middle of the map. Okay. And all the enemies have kind of been around my level. So I wonder if there's a bit of level scaling, and then there's the occasional like super monster.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of it, there's areas where like I was at where it was all level 10 stuff, and I just didn't have enough to really follow it. So
do you think that there's a lot to do in this game as terms like is there any in-game material?
I mean, there's tons to do. And like honestly,
that's tough to say. I don't know what endgame would look like. You know, it is still beta, but
the game comes out in like a week or two.
Yeah. I think I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to keep my pre-order on this one, just because there's so many games coming out this year, and then January or February next year, there's tons of games coming out too. And it's just like, so I'm trying to debate whether or not I want to sink a bunch of hours into this, which is actually kind of funny because the funny thing to me, in my experience with these recent games, is this game is a game that I've pre-ordered. I love Fallout 4. I love Skyrim and Bethesda games. Red Dead's a game that we've been stoked about for over a year, just excited to play. But then Assassin's Creed Odyssey was a game that I was just like, oh my God, really? Another Assassin's Creed? And of these games, I am more stoked about Assassin's Creed. I just rented it for a weekend just to try it out. I would much rather like go back and get that game. I'd like cancel my pre-order on this. Red Dead, I might give it a little bit longer, but I had way more fun than that with that game, which I wanted or expected to hate, than either of these games that I've been kind of like waiting for half the year, which it really kind of surprised me that that's been my experience with these games. I feel like, because it's like with this game is like we've been talking, it's Fallout, so it's fun. The combat is clunky, but it's still fun. You know, there's your typical Bethesda RPG things in there that I enjoy, but there's not a clear story that's really gripping me and driving me. Red Dead, I'm loving the story. I'm loving the atmosphere, but the combat's kind of clunky and the game's kind of slow and a little bit boring, which is kind of lagging on me. But then Assassin's Creed Odyssey kind of had everything. It's got a cool story. The combat's fluid. It's fun. There's so many things to do. Looks amazing. And so I was really surprised with all these games coming out that the one I expected to hate or didn't want to like ended up being my favorite. And so I'm thinking about maybe canceling my pre-order on this and just putting time into Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I can see that. So
I don't know. So far, I'm keeping mine. I'm digging it. This is 100% what I expected. I do have Red Dead on the way, but I played it for an hour and it felt nothing different than the first one. So I know I'm still kind of in the snowy early area, so I really want to kind of
It definitely changes once you get over there. It was
Most
not an impressive
big world games usually tend to get a lot better throughout. So I'm definitely willing to give it a shot. Assassin's Creed, I don't know. I haven't had one that I've ever been super stoked about. So
I probably like this one so much because it doesn't really feel like Assassin's Creed. It honestly feels more like a Witcher meets Far Cry or something, because it's fantasy, third person like The Witcher. It's got a great story, all these RPG elements, but then it's also got your staple Ubisoft stuff where you have like forts you can take over and capture and the collection things. So
yeah,
it's a good mix. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if there's somebody listening who has Fallout 76 on Xbox and wants to hit me up, I might consider keeping it if I have someone to play with.
You gonna buy me an Xbox there, Steve? I'll play with you, dude.
Hey,
You don't have an Xbox.
we have Trisha.
You sold yours.
I think Trisha's a first-time watcher, is she not?
I don't know. What did she say?
Welcome, Trisha. Oh, she's
Hello.
watching,
Via Facebook or?
Facebook, it looks like.
Oh, okay.
Ricky's got the whole fam
Whole
tuned
fam.
in.
Ethan's here too, but Ethan's old news. Worst fan ever. Came into the
Gator.
You know what? One part of the game I really liked was the amount of customization you could do to your character.
What game?
Oh, and the character
Fallout.
creation.
Yeah, and
Okay.
character creation in Fallout.
I spent like
I don't know if it was like that on the console, but like on PC version, you can like literally like grab on each part of the dude's face and like resize it and reshape it and move it around, and like you can.
They definitely made it fluid on this one compared to the others.
I don't know what Tommy's doing right now. He's literally running around aimlessly.
Just
Yeah.
don't.
That's kind of how I felt playing the beta. I felt like I was just kind of aimlessly going around doing side missions.
Are there
TJ,
not,
did
like,
you say
missions?
you had an Xbox? I thought you sold yours for a PS4.
Oh no! I did sell mine for PS4. I said, "Are you going to buy me an Xbox? I will play it with you, dude."
Oh, okay. Well, when I get a big Christmas bonus or win the lotto, then I'll buy you an
There you go,
Xbox.
dude.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Trisha, you
yeah. No, I'm exploring.
Well, mean.
So I'm trying to work my way to the Nuka-Cola factory.
Your sister has been nothing but nice to me.
she has.
Why don't you do
Talk
something?
about it.
Why don't you do something productive, dude?
I'm going to the Nuka-Cola factory, bro.
Show these guys some real
Nuka-Cola.
gameplay.
I found this giant teapot that was a side mission, and you had to keep all these monsters from breaking.
Am I
the-
supposed to read all of these things? Like I keep picking up like plans and recipes, or does it automatically?
Probably how-
Yeah, some of them initiate side quest, and some of them are just lore.
Mushrooms. There's an old church.
You know, I want to know why my face is. It's got to be the one that disappears, huh? We get to see
Yeah, 'cause
Tommy's
Tommy-
ugly mug playing the video game, and Beautiful Chuckles is just.
Hey,
Oh,
but the thing is I can see your face, Chuckles, and that makes me happy.
Oh, can you?
I didn't want to tell you this, but Trisha said that the Nearly Dead suck.
Ooh.
Whoa!
Well,
Yeah.
I can't say they're great.
Somebody's getting a
No.
permaban, dude.
Even
Somebody-
don't. You guys are great. She's wrong. Don't listen to her.
Well, I mean, do we have any more comments
No.
about Fallout, or should we
Oh.
move on to the next
Now,
segment?
let's move on to the next segment because Tommy is terrible.
Oh,
I'm fighting a super mutant. I just kicked his
Is
ass.
there any way we can mute him?
I wish I had
Probably.
that control.
I wish we did have that control.
I think I can on Zoom.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Whoa.
but it wouldn't
But-
matter for a Twitch stream.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
Or
because
Twitch.
it's all me. I know they have to listen and deal with me. Oh, this church is
Anyways, are we
dead body
gonna
and a pike inside this.
Are you gonna?
I tried
Hey,
to try to find
TJ.
it
Tommy,
somewhere.
I did actually.
Chuckles, why don't you pull us into the next segment?
Yeah. Thank you.
Next segment. You mean after you've totally dissed on my game that I'm supposed to talk about?
Oh, whoa. Let's jump into that real quick. We did forget.
Sea of Thieves is great.
You completely.
All right, go ahead. Talk
Yeah.
to us about the update.
Okay, yeah. Well,
right.
actually, let's do this instead of Overwatch update. Screw it. This episode, we're doing Sea of Thieves updates.
Oh yeah, because it's the best game known to me.
Okay, we're skipping Overwatch because there's nothing to talk about anyways.
Tomorrow they're revealing a new hero. Is either tomorrow or Saturday?
What do you mean tomorrow they're revealing?
Maybe on BlizzCon. We'll talk about it during our BlizzCon episode. So,
Hey.
All right. So for the first time ever, the Sea of Thieves update.
For the first time ever,
Chuckles.
there's somebody on the show that actually appreciates this game for the complexity and the beauty that.
Complexity.
I will give you beauty, sir. I will give you beauty, but complexity.
Okay, it doesn't have.
Dude, you haven't seen the game in how long? Like a year? You have no idea.
It came
what's
out in
in
March.
Did they add a fourth weapon? All
the
right.
fourth weapon. They are getting ready to add the ship customization that you've been looking for.
Hey, Chuckles is back on Twitch.
Yeah, like the being able to change your cannons and your wheels and like.
Cosmetic or
Of course, it's. Oh, screw it. I can't even talk to you about this. I can't even talk.
that's my point. Is there's cosmetics is fun, but it's like I want to upgrade and make myself badass.
They did add different types of cannonballs. So
They got chain shots.
No. They have like 7 or 8 different types of cannonballs that all do different things to your ship. Like they'll drop the anchor, or they'll raise the sails, or they'll make everybody on the ship drunk.
Okay, so it actually does something. It's not
So there
cosmetic.
it's not cosmetic. So there are different cannonballs that provide you with a battle advantage if you find them around the world. So you're
That's
gathering.
cool. I'm down with that.
Yeah. So the second to most recent one, we're going to talk about the Festival of the Damned, which is the one that just came out. But they just added the whole new part of the map, volcanoes, ton of new stuff. But the new Village Rat Adventure, which is the content that they put out like every couple weeks, they
Events.
started doing it. Yeah, they're like events that they're like little downloaded content that you it increases your things to do in the game, and then they stay on afterwards. So in
Like-
some shape or form. So like you fought the Meg in one, and you had the Meg. You fought the ghost ships in one, and now there's ghost ships in the world. You know, there's the most recent one. You had to do the quest for the volcanoes and things like that, and the volcanoes are still in the world. So like after each one of these events, elements of the event get left into the game.
Okay.
That's cool.
So this most recent one is called the Festival of the Dead. It's kind of, I guess it was probably like a Halloween type thing. All the bars and everything are all decorated for Halloween. Like they got pumpkins,
Oh, that's cool.
fog, and there's fog in the game now that you can barely see through. But this most recent thing, Festival of the Damned, is about the Ferry of the Damned. And depending on what, am I breaking up?
No, I was to say you're the fairy of the damned.
Oh, I am a fairy. Is that, yeah, thanks.
Get rid of this guy.
Yeah, we got to get this guy's got.
Let's not add TJ. Let's just replace Tommy with
Yeah.
I'm fine. Show's trash.
So it's based on the way that you die. Okay, so you can die in battle, you can die by shark, skeletons, by the volcanoes, that type of thing. And when you go on to the Ferry of the Damned, based off of the way that you die, you light the lantern that you normally would carry around with you.
Mm-hmm.
You light it, and it becomes a different color flame inside the lantern. Like there's blue and red, green, all these flames based off of the way that you died. And you have to travel around the map, and you have to get to torches that are on specific islands, like by cannon fire or by, all these different methods. And you have to light those torches with the flame that you carried from the Ferry of the Damned. And you get accommodations, which you guys haven't been in the game long enough to know about that, but
shade.
yeah, just a little shade. But anyways, so there's accommodations and everything that you gather, and cosmetics, obviously, that you earn by doing all these different quests and stuff. But it just gives you tons of things to do while you're in the game, and part of that is fighting with a crew and dying from a crew. So like it requires that PvP that a lot of people really look for in the game. So it kind of pushes that a little more forward, getting people to fight each other.
That's cool.
Is that all?
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Game's trash.
Ricky's like, moving on.
Moving on.
The host, he's not doing anything.
Moving on.
He's like the
That's
worst.
enough Sea of Thieves.
Chuckles was sharing his thing. What am I supposed to do during
You're
that time?
supposed to say, "Well, Chuckles, that was great. Let's move on now."
He didn't seem very confident that he was done with it. He was just kind of like, yeah, I guess it's.
So, as a host,
You discouraged him
as a host, you're
as
supposed
a
to
new host.
inquire.
You're supposed to treat him with respect, unlike you do to me.
Eyes were like closing halfway.
We would treat you with respect if you didn't go. Your face.
Your
is
eyes are
scary."
always closed halfway, you Stony McGee.
What are you talking about, dude? I just have squinty eyes from
Yeah,
birth.
he's got allergies, bro. Leave him alone.
Oh,
I
allergy.
totally fell asleep on camera.
Marijuana.
So
You fell asleep on camera.
yeah, I did. So all right, we got. Well, I guess since we're not really doing Overwatch updates, BlizzCon's tomorrow.
We got so much tomorrow.
Listen, how are we not talking about BlizzCon right now?
Because
BlizzCon.
Because it hasn't happened yet.
It just-
Yeah.
Actually, technically, when this episode comes out, it will have happened.
on the podcast, but on the Twitch
But,
show.
yes, we're going to talk BlizzCon after BlizzCon. When we have to talk
we actually have
Right.
the stuff during BlizzCon.
But tomorrow they're talking about what's next with Diablo.
Could we go into? Could we at least go into some wild speculation about what they're doing?
I know what they're gonna do. I know. I talked. to
Nothing new
everybody.
with World of Warcraft's coming out. We know
Nothing
that.
because it came out, but they may come out with some like event for them. But the Overwatch would definitely get a new hero. Absolutely, hands down, we are.
They do every year.
Yeah, and then
They'll probably talk a lot about. I'm sure they'll have something to do to introduce the new OWL teams. You know?
yeah, I think
We
so
only
too.
have two official names. We have Toronto and Atlanta.
Yeah, I think
World Cup is also.
Oh my god, you guys are such nerds. The
What are you
OWL
talking
teams.
about, dude?
the Overwatch.
Yeah.
This is the
Oh,
game.
yeah, we call it
This
the
is the
OWL.
wave of the future, dude.
Why?
We're nerds.
It's just
It's shorter than OWL.
Overwatch League.
This is what they're going to do. Some Overwatch League stuff, Overwatch League character. They're going to give us a snippet of the Diablo TV show. They're going to talk about World of Warcraft. And then they're going to put a logo for the new Diablo game and not give us anything about it because they're jerks.
You're just a naysayer.
Yeah.
Mean.
Wow,
I
I'm
can't
glad you're.
wait for you
I'm
to be
glad you're not in
completely
town right now.
wrong.
to
Yeah.
ruin
I can't wait for you to be completely wrong.
Me too.
They're gonna announce a new Warcraft
IP. It's going to be a completely new IP. We're going to get.
Yeah.
They're going to call it. They're going to call it Moonlink.
I hope they
They're just going to
finally
follow Bethesda
release-
from
they
Starlink.
bring back StarCraft Ghost. I want to
that'd
play
be
the
cool.
game, the third person one where you play as the ghost.
What if they announced a new Warcraft RTS game?
I already said that like 2 seconds ago, Tommy, and I said they were going to because I talked to him. I talked to Steve Kaplan. He took over
Oh, yeah?
Warcraft.
Yeah, Steve Kaplan.
Yeah, Jeff
Steve
Kaplan.
You don't even know
His brother, because
Yeah, his brother, Steve
Over
Kaplan,
Overwatch.
head of the Warcraft
He's
division.
not a water dwelling mammal.
Steve.
Water dwelling mammal.
Anyways, I'm hungry.
I'm hungry
Yeah.
too.
Let's go ahead and dive into this week's special edition snack of the week.
Yeah, what's the special edition?
It's a special edition.
I don't know.
We did Halloween candy last week because it was Halloween.
Yeah.
What's the snack for the 1st of November?
yeah, what's the snack for the
Chicken wings.
No.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
You were gonna say that.
You guys set
Why
yourselves
did
up
we-
for that?
Why did you set them up? You set
Why
them
did
up.
we?
I don't know.
Did you try the pumpkin spice wings yet?
No, dude.
What are you
I
doing?
went
with
to-
your life?
Dude, I went to Buffalo Wild Wings. They don't have it anymore. It was only around for like a week. It's gone.
Probably was trash then.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
You should
And,
get the
and so,
make some at home, dude, in your smoker.
I don't know. I like barbecue. I don't like to put a lot of flavoring on the smoker. I like it. They're just so good. So good.
Yeah, when you're smoking wrapped pork fat. Yeah, of course.
Here,
Bacon wrapped bacon.
I got a special theme for this week.
All right.
Let's do this. This is the challenge because this is off the cuff. Since it's No Shave November, let's do a no silverware snack of the week.
Ooh,
So it's
chicken wings.
gotta be a food that you eat with your hands that you don't fork knife it with.
You can't give him an out and let him still have chicken.
Whatever.
wings.
Tommy's just gonna do 2 chicken wings no matter what. It just doesn't even matter. So
I felt like that didn't even look like I was eating chicken wings. So
No, it looked like
you were
no.
gobbling corn on the cob.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So why don't you go ahead? What's your favorite?
Gobbling eggplant emoji.
Well, should we do favorite, or does it have to be something we've had recently, or is it just
It's your
favorite?
game, bro. You just
Whatever. Let's just do favorites. All right, cool. My favorite to eat with my hands is tacos, and not just tacos,
but Taco Bell tacos,
breakfast tacos.
Oh,
I love breakfast. Oscar's tacos. They have an amazing breakfast burrito with chorizo, egg, cheese, and potatoes. And then Fuzzy's Tacos has amazing breakfast tacos. I could eat breakfast tacos, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Doesn't matter. Throw bacon, chorizo, pork, chicken with egg and cheese and put it in a tortilla, and that's going in my mouth. A little hot sauce.
with hot sauce,
Hot sauce.
hot diggity.
My favorite thing to eat with
Ricky
hands.
doesn't use any utensils anyway, so this is going to be any food, even soup.
Oh,
Ooh,
jerk. It's ribs.
ribs.
Yes. Specifically, Mission Barbecue ribs.
Those are good.
Those are really good to me. I do like the Memphis Belle sauce on 'em.
Yep, it's good
Every
sauce.
time I have it, it just fall off the bone. It's just so freaking good. And
Mm,
you just feel like a carnivore when you're eating those. Oh my gosh.
ribs are good.
Yeah.
That is a good choice.
Yep.
Man, I want to make you some ribs, Ricky. See how they stack up.
You know, I gotta
You
say
eat ribs?
this particular segment of the show now depresses me a little bit.
I know because
TJ's
Chuck
being
is
very
on
healthy.
on a diet, so he doesn't get snacks.
Well, you can
Hey,
still
but there's still stuff that you could eat without your hands. Today I had a veggie wrap, and it was
Uh-huh.
very delicious.
So I will say this though, going back to what Tommy said about Ricky eating everything with his hands. So since I've started this whole thing, I did find that when you eat with your hands, it releases like this primal satisfaction in eating,
it does. That's why
And-
I love chicken wings and ribs.
and it makes like I don't care what it is. If I just pick it up with my fingers, it automatically makes it taste better. You know, it could be healthy salad and chicken and stuff. I just start clawing at it, dude, and just like releases this primal like happiness.
TJ's been
Yeah.
binging with celery.
Yeah.
It's like, arr.
So, what's your
But
favorite eat with your hands snack?
Dude, you guys, no, it's flipping wings. All
We're talking to TJ,
Talking to
Tommy.
me, dude.
Oh,
You're so
I just said
selfish.
swags.
You're so selfish.
It got
Damn
it.
it.
All right, sorry.
Chuckles, what is
Swags.
your favorite eat with your hands food?
I would say Funyuns.
Funyun. Oh, classic.
Funyuns are the most fun to eat, especially if you put the rings on your fingers.
They're so tasty, but I'm not even sure that it's actually onion.
It's not actual food.
No,
like it's
it's
not
like-
things that you should actually eat.
Dude, what kills me about Funyuns though, it tears the inside of my mouth up. It just like every time I eat them, I'm just like I feel my gums feel raw.
Those Tori like salt and
I can only
vinegar
eat a
chips,
few.
and she'll eat them till her mouth
Really?
bleeds. Yeah, Funyuns. I enjoy
Dude,
that.
they do that, man. I love salt and vinegar chips.
It's a classic gamer snack, dude. Like
Yeah,
we used to always have Funyuns.
and bugles.
Brings back memory. Oh, bugles are fun to eat with your fingers, of course.
I love bugles.
You stick them on your fingers.
Yep.
Get witch
Yep.
nails.
Yep, get witch nails out of them.
All right, swags.
We don't need to
now
go to
we're on.
We don't have to go to Swags. He's
Go to Swags.
talking about wings.
I am gonna go down and I'm just gonna pick a different one then.
Because we already know
Favorite
you're lying.
favorite hand
You're lying
food
to
is
everybody.
gonna be a
No.
stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut.
No, you don't even like pizza.
Not
You
even
I
never
like
agree.
that's the only pizza I like. I would eat that right now. If it was
But it's not your favorite, so you just made that.
How do you though?
Tell us
How do
your
I eat
favorite
it?
wing that you would eat with your
What's your
hands,
favorite
Tommy.
wing?
Right now it's been our barbecue smoked wings, dude. They've been coming out so freaking good.
When you say R, when you,
Me and my brother
okay.
Does
make
your
them.
brother do majority of
Again, making it about himself.
Yeah,
It's like not just wings, it's wings he cooked.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
good.
Pat himself on the back.
Fresh, yeah, dude. We take the bacon grease and we marinate them in bacon
So when
grease.
can we start
And-
getting some Game Stacks boxes shipped out with wings in them, dude?
As soon as I find a way to get fresh food out in a timely manner.
Dude, they have it's all over the country. He could find it out.
I don't want to freeze it. It's not the same. Those things are all garbage. All garbage. I'll make a 0 carb, 0 fat, full flavored. It's not going to really exist.
This is taking way.
Well, that was fun. So,
oh yeah, cut me off while I'm in the middle of selling our game snack that we're working on to market to the masses.
are we working on it?
Are we?
If I can imagine it,
It doesn't even exist.
yeah. All right. Well, it was fun. Thank you, Chuckles, for joining the team and adding an extra little flavor to our world.
Seems like that was over kind of quick.
All right.
Wham Bam, thank you, man.
Yeah, man, it's like an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun, dude.
It sure does, dude. Yeah, I'll give you a meaty episode. So we'll go ahead, wrap up, let everyone know where they can find us. Chuckles, we'll go ahead and start with you.
If you don't know where to find me by now, Chuckles for real on every social media outlet. There is known to man. So Twitch, Insta. You can't get my Facebook because that's too personal. But Twitter, they're all Chuckles for real. That's how you can.
Chuckles for real.
The number 4.
Rickus?
The _ Rickus on Instagram and Twitter. Rickus out.
That was a very quick outro, dude.
Dude, it's so good every time. I love it. Yeah, just follow me on Instagram. I don't get on anything else. Toby _TND. That's TOBI _TND. And I'm going to plug myself real quick. The Nearly Dead's just released a new single today on Patreon. We didn't release it. We gave the patrons a sneak. It's a sneak pre-mix. It's being mixed and mastered right now. So you get a pre-mix listen if you're a patron. If you go to patreon.com/The Nearly Deads, you can listen to a rough mix of the song, hear what it sounds like. And then next week, you'll be able to download the song. Anybody who's a $5 a month patron or more gets all our content free. So you'll be able to download it next week. And then anybody else who's not a patron will be releasing it publicly on everything else later this month. But the song's called Freak Show. It's got kind of like a carny vibe to it. And we wanted it out by October.
Wait a minute. Sounds like Chuckles needs to license it, dude.
Yeah, you got a new theme song. So yeah, check it out.
All right, cool.
Sweet. You find me at the Tommy Swags 2 G's on Instagram. That's about all I'm using. And then, of course, Game Snack Show on Instagram, Twitter, and on Twitch. So those of you watching us on Facebook, pop over to twitch.tv/Game Snack Show. Give us a heart. Give us a sub. And, of course, you can find everything about us on Facebook, on our group at facebook.com/groups/GameSnacks or gamesnacks.net. Thank you and enjoy your stay.
So I'm going to take Call of Cthulhu. It's definitely good. I hope it's in tonight. I want to download it and play it a little bit.
I don't think anyone cares about that.
Well, I don't know. It got decent reviews. There wasn't really any big horror games this year. So that's really the only thing to look forward to until January when RE2 comes out.
Are we not having it?
On Twitch.
Take this off.
I'm fine. Fading out right now. Got the fades going.
Game over.